Have you ever felt the weight of a gaze that has been waiting for 500 years, in silence, just to tell you a secret that no one else can hear? Imagine for a moment that you are standing directly in front of her, in a dimly lit, dusty room where time itself has decided to stop. Look closely at this woman, at the pale, almost ghost-like creature she cradles between her arms, and at the shadows that seem to breathe dense and alive all around them. What you see before you is not just a digital recreation or a simple image. It is the thick, heavy relief of a mystery carved into the very fabric of human time. We are entering a world of suffocating oil layers, applied by the hand of a man who saw what others did not even dare to dream, upon ancient oak wood panels that seem to groan under the burden of a hidden history. You are standing before Leonardo da Vinci's Lady with an ermine, and every second you spend looking at her, she reveals something new, something deeper, and something much more unsettling. Today we are going to peel back the varnish of the centuries to understand why this painting is the ultimate proof of a genius in his purest and most obsessive state. But before the light of the Renaissance fades completely into darkness and we lose ourselves in the details, I ask you to do something fundamental. Subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss a journey into the abyss of art. Here we don't just look at pictures, we dive into the textures of history and the deepest shadows of the human soul to find what has been forgotten. Join me because we are about to decipher why this animal, this strange and powerful ermine, continues to unsettle experts half a millennium later. Is it a pet, a protector, or a warning? First, let us lose ourselves in the physical reality of this artifact, feeling the age and the intent behind every single stroke that Leonardo placed upon this wood with his own hands. We are talking about a hyper-realistic impasto so thick that you can almost feel the pulse in the woman's neck and the sharp claws of the beast sinking subtly, almost painfully into her arm. Observe the texture, not as pixels on a screen, but as a tactile and rugged landscape of dried oil and human effort. Notice the authentic craquelure, that intricate and fragile network of cracks that draws the map of the wood's aging over the centuries. They are the veins of time itself, the scars of a work that has survived wars, looting, and total oblivion. These cracks are illuminated by a deep and dramatic chiaroscuro, a natural and lateral light that filters through a high and narrow window, hitting the panel at an angle that reveals every peak and every valley of the dried oil, creating a sense of three-dimensional space that was unheard of in his time. The rest of the scene is devoured by a darkness so dense, so velvety, that it feels like a physical presence in the room with you. Feel the weight of the historical mineral pigments, deep smoke blacks that absorb all light, earthy ochres extracted from the very soil of Italy, and the translucent whites of the ermine's fur. There is no artificial glow here. This is organic history, raw and alive, smelling of turpentine and old wood. To truly understand this painting, we must travel back to the Milan of 1490, a city of whispers, of absolute power, and of a dangerous beauty that lurked in every corner of the Sforza court. The art world was changing radically, and Leonardo da Vinci was the man leading that charge into the unknown, breaking every rule that had been established before him. Imagine him in his dark and cluttered workshop, surrounded by anatomical drawings of dissected arms, plans for impossible war machines, and the pungent, heavy smell of turpentine and linseed oil. There, upon an oak panel, he received the commission to portray Cecilia Gallerani. She was only 16 years old, but she was already the brilliant, cultivated, and beautiful mistress of the most powerful man in Milan, Duke Ludovico Sforza, nicknamed Il Moro the Moor. But Leonardo did not paint her as a static, cold, and boring icon as other artists of his time did. He did not want a mask, he wanted a soul. He captured a moment of life, a single second of consciousness. See how she turns her head looking beyond the frame as if someone, perhaps the Duke himself, has just entered the room and interrupted her thoughts. Her body moves in one direction, but her gaze is fixed in another, creating a tension that vibrates off the panel. This was an absolute revolution in dynamism, a three-quarter profile that made her feel alive, as if she were about to speak, to sigh, or to reveal a confidence that could change the course of history. But the true mystery, the part that has haunted historians for centuries, is the white creature in her arms. At first glance, it is an ermine, a symbol of purity and virtue. But look at the detail that Leonardo poured into it. Observe the tense muscles beneath the white fur, the energy contained in its small body, the way Cecilia's long and elegant fingers caress its head with almost surgical precision. This is not a passive pet. It is a muscular, almost predatory presence that seems to be guarding her. For a long time, we thought we knew this painting. We thought we knew Leonardo's mind. But we were deeply mistaken, blinded by the surface. It is vital that we stop time for a moment, for a necessary reflection. This visual experience you are witnessing, with its impasto textures and dramatic chiaroscuro, and the immersive narrative you hear, have been recreated using artificial intelligence. It is a powerful lens, a digital window that allows us to dream of these details and atmospheres of the past with a clarity that was previously impossible. However, and I want this to be carved in stone, technology will never and can never equal the soul, the physical sweat, and the absolute mastery of the human hand. AI can simulate the result, but it can never experience the struggle. Our admiration for a genius like Leonardo da Vinci is infinite because he put his life into every brushstroke, his doubts into every shadow. The AI can process light, it can imitate crackle, but it can never feel the weight of the brush or the feverish obsession of the artist seeking a perfection that he knows is impossible. That is why in the pinned comment of this video, you will find a link to the original masterpiece. I urge you to click on it, to look at the real work, because nothing can surpass the vibration of a human soul expressed through pigment on wood. We use the tools of the future only to honor the giants of the past, so that their legacy never fades into the noise of the digital age. We are here to remember the human behind the icon. Why did Leonardo include this creature? In the year 2012, an advanced analysis with X-rays and ultraviolet lights revealed something that left the art world in total shock. Beneath the surface we see today, the painting tells three different stories, three stages of an obsession. In the first stage, Cecilia was alone. There was no animal. It was a beautiful portrait, but conventional. In the second stage, Leonardo added an ermine, small, grey, and much more realistic, almost like a common animal he might have seen in the market. But that was not enough for his vision. In the third and final stage, he transformed that grey creature into the white, powerful, and muscular beast we see today. He was building a myth, not just recording a reality. Why this drastic change? Some say it was a direct tribute to the Duke, whose heraldic nickname was precisely the Ermine. Others believe it was a coded message about Cecilia's own character. Pure on the outside, like the animal's white fur, but fierce, intelligent, and resilient on the inside, capable of surviving in the ruthless court of Milan. Leonardo was not simply painting a portrait of a mistress, he was painting a political and romantic landscape, a declaration of power and belonging. Look again at her hand. The precision is terrifying. You can see the texture of the skin, the subtle fold between her fingers, the way the lateral light defines the exact anatomy of her grip. He was showing us that he knew how the body worked from the inside out. Leonardo was obsessed with anatomy. He spent nights in the cold morgues of Milan, dissecting cadavers to understand the mechanical truth of a tendon, the way a bone rotates under the flesh. You see that forbidden knowledge here. This isn't just a hand, it's a map of biological reality. Compare this to any other artist of the time. While others painted flat and rigid profiles that looked like paper figures, Leonardo used shadows to create volume, to create a body that occupies real space, that breathes and has weight. His mastery of chiaroscuro makes the works of his contemporaries look childish and amateur. He was not simply observing life, he was recreating it from its anatomical foundations, giving it a life of its own. Cecilia wears her hair gathered in a Spanish braid, with a black silk ribbon tied around her forehead and a transparent veil that subtly covers her cheeks. Every detail of her refined and modern style for the time is captured with a historical fidelity that allows us to almost smell the atmosphere of the room. But beneath that elegance there is a palpable tension. The dark and archaic background offers no escape, no landscape, no distractions. Leonardo forces us to return the gaze to her face and to the creature she holds. It is a search for harmony between humanity and nature, a balance between the movement of the turn and the stillness of the pose that only a mind like Da Vinci's could conceive and execute. Let us talk about the court where this masterpiece was born. Milan in the 1490s was a place of extreme luxury and extreme danger. Ludovico Sforza was a man of cold intelligence, a patron who demanded that his court be the most brilliant in Europe. He surrounded himself with the best engineers, the best musicians, and the most visionary artists. Cecilia Gallerani was not just a beautiful face, she was a poet, a musician, and a woman who could hold her own in a room full of philosophers. Leonardo respected her. You can see it in her eyes. There is an intelligence there that goes beyond the typical portrait of a mistress. She is a collaborator in the mystery, a woman who knew she was part of something eternal. In his Milanese studio, surrounded by the silence of his own genius and the echo of his thoughts, Leonardo did not just paint a woman, he painted an enigma that continues to challenge us 500 years later. He sought a truth that existed beyond the surface of the wood. When you look at the craquelure today, when you see the way the aged varnish has yellowed over the centuries, you are not just looking at old paint, you are looking at a living thought. A thought that Leonardo changed twice before he was satisfied. He was a man who rarely finished his works because his mind moved faster than his hand could follow. But here in this panel, he found a rare and precious moment of completion that he allowed us to see. The result is a work that remains a permanent icon of the human spirit, a mirror where we see the intersection of beauty, power, and secret intent. Take one last look at that face illuminated by dramatic chiaroscuro. Feel the weight of the mineral pigment on the weathered oak. Listen to the crackle of history and the heartbeat of a masterpiece that refuses to be forgotten. This is art in its purest and most mysterious form. Do not forget to visit the link in the comments to honor the original work of Leonardo da Vinci, the true lady with an Ermine. Let us keep the flame of real art alive in this digital age. Thank you for losing yourselves with us in the shadows of the genius. Subscribe to keep exploring the secrets that the impasto, the oak, and the shadow still have to tell us. But the story doesn't end here. Every time a new technology is invented, from X-rays to multispectral cameras, Leonardo's work reveals a new layer, a new secret. It's as if he knew that in the future we would have the tools to dig deeper into his mind. He was a man out of time, a scientist who used art to document the soul. The Ermine itself, with its sharp, intelligent eyes, seems to be watching us back. It knows its own history. It knows that it was once gray and small, and that it was transformed into a symbol of purity to protect a woman who lived in a world of scandal. Until the next secret is revealed, keep your gaze attentive, because art always has something more to say if you know how to look. Every crack in the painting is a word. Every shadow is a paragraph of a story that never finished being written. Leonardo knew that posterity would look at him through Cecilia's eyes, and that is why he spared no detail. The Ermine, with its fixed eyes and its body in tension, is the guardian of a secret that only the two of them share. And you, now that you know the layers hidden under the oil, What is it that you see when she returns your gaze? Do you see the purity of a 16-year-old girl, or the ambition of a woman who knew that her image would live forever? The answer, like everything in Leonardo, is suspended in the air between the light coming through the window and the darkness that envelops everything. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and above all, never stop admiring the human being's capacity to create eternity with a little bit of oil, earth, and wood. We will see each other on the next journey into the depths of creation. Do not forget the pinned comment. Real art awaits you. Remember that every stroke of Da Vinci was a study of the divine through the mundane. The way the light catches the Ermine's fur isn't just a display of skill. It's a testament to his belief that everything in nature is connected. As you walk away from this screen today, carry that intensity with you. Look at the world as Leonardo did, not as a collection of objects, but as a series of mysteries waiting to be solved. We are the inheritors of this vision, and through the marriage of modern technology and ancient mastery, we ensure that the dialogue between the past and the future never falls silent. Thank you for your time, your curiosity, and your passion for the shadows. We are here to keep the story going, one layer of paint at a time. The world of Milan may be gone, but as long as we keep looking, Cecilia will never stop turning her head, and the secret of the Ermine will remain forever vibrant, forever alive, just out of reach, but always within sight. Consider the hand again, the way the light creates a soft transition between the skin and the deep shadows of the background. This is called sfumato, a technique Leonardo perfected to erase the sharp lines of reality, because in nature there are no lines, only gradients of light and dark. He wanted us to feel the air between us and the model. He wanted us to feel the warmth of her breath. This level of sensory detail is what makes his work immortal. It's not just about what is painted, but about what is suggested in the shadows. The more you look, the more the painting seems to shift, as if Cecilia is about to finish her turn and face us directly. It is a haunting, beautiful experience that bridges the gap of 5 centuries. Thank you for being part of this journey. We will see you in the next exploration of the genius that defines our history. Stay curious, stay in the light, and never fear the shadows.